Okay, please let me know if you can hear me. Evidently, there is a Facebook glitch tonight, and there is some trouble with volume. I had a lot of people saying they could not hear me, so I got out and back in. I apologize. Can you hear me now? Hello, everyone. Yes, okay, I have one I can hear you. I have audio. Okay. Very good. So maybe that was the trick. I apologize to those of you that are having sound issues. If you are loud and clear in Buffalo, awesome. I drive through Buffalo all the time. Okay, so if you are having sound issues, guys, please log out and then log back in again and see if that works. I apologize for the issues tonight with the sound. It is not related to me. I'm hearing it is a Facebook issue tonight. So again, I just want to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving a few days out. I'm going to have 2 of my boys with me for Thanksgiving this year. My first Thanksgiving without all 3 of my children, but unfortunately when they become adults that happens, right? So Val, I said, oh no, I'm so sorry that so many of you are saying that you cannot hear. I am going to go ahead and move ahead. Tell people that can hear, you have to unmute it. Interesting. Please log out and log back in. Okay, so I am going to go ahead and get started. I apologize for the sound issues. People are saying this glitch has been going on for a couple of days. So I'm going to go ahead and get rolling. Joey Peterson is who I want to start with first. I know a lot of you that watch are actually Wyoming people. So I just want to do a quick update. Joey Peterson, 16-year-old boy. Many of you have been following this story. Autistic boy from Casper, not far from many of us. And so he has been missing now for 2 weeks. There has been a number of searches, and they have found no sign of him yet. So if you are in that area, I'm going to urge you to please get involved with that particular case. They are still searching for him. And I know that the family would very much appreciate anyone's help. So please take a look at that. Joey Peterson, if you have not shared that, please share that. I have had his image and his missing poster on my page multiple times. So please share it if you have not. Next, okay, I'm so sorry. I'm seeing so many technical problems. If you can't hear, okay, I'm hearing people saying, please sign out of your Facebook and sign back in. I'm also seeing some people saying that it might be an iPhone issue. It's saying log out and log back in. Some people are saying get off of iPhones. Not iPhone. Okay. I'm on an iPad, just so you all know. So, okay, so let's, I had sound till it restarted. Okay, so let's get going as far as Serenity. As many of you know, we did have an event for Serenity this last week, or an event related to the family. Serenity has been missing now 295 days. 295 days. That's a very long time. Missing since February 3rd, left Children's Home Society. And what we really have been working on, guys, is we've been working on this reward fund. And so that reward fund has been sitting right about at $2,500 is where it's been sitting. We have now bumped it up to $4,000 for a reward fund. And so that's fabulous. We're starting to get more contributions. I want you to know that Darcy Gentry, her husband Brian, and Devin, Serenity's biological father, worked very hard on putting together that event, finding items and putting that event together, and did a fabulous job. And so it was a very nice event. Unfortunately, our sheriff was not able to make it, evidently, but we did have a very nice turnout. And we are very happy to at least have the reward fund now up to $4,000. And so I am happy and grateful for everybody that was involved in that. Thank you so much for doing that. I want to just touch on briefly though. So you guys, I did 2 interviews that were pretty incredible, I think, right? So we had Devin, Serenity Dennard's biological father, who did an update. I think it was really important to hear, guys, that he said he still believes that Serenity is alive. And so I want you all to know that so many of you that have followed the Serenity Dennard story that have said that you feel like it's hopeless, her family is still believing that she is alive and is continuing to search for her. So please do not give up hope. Please continue to pray that we are going to find a live Serenity and that we will once again see this little girl, hold her, tell her how loved she is. It's been a very long time, and I understand that people start to lose hope, but we have to remember that nothing at all has been found to prove that she is deceased. Nothing. No boots, no hair, no bones, nothing that indicates that she is deceased. And so the family continues to hold hope that she will be found alive, and I pray that that is true. I appreciated Devin doing that interview. Devin is very open. He's a man that says, look, I've screwed up a lot. I was not Father of the Year, but I love my daughter and I want her found safe. And so that's, very, very important that you all know that. The other thing is that her babysitter, 2 years, her 2-year babysitter actually spoke for the first time. Judy, I know you watch my lives. Thank you so much to Judy for doing that interview just off the cuff, and she talked about Serenity. And if you watch that very short little interview with Judy, she talks about Serenity taking care of the babies, learning to change diapers. I asked if she had friends. She talked about that she had a lot of friends. So interesting, because you have to remember that the reason Serenity was supposedly put at Children's Home Society was because they had diagnosed her as reactive attachment disorder. I'm going to read to you what reactive attachment disorder, or RAD, is. It says RAD is a condition in which an infant or a young child does not form a secure, healthy emotional bond with his or her primary caretakers. Children with RAD often have trouble managing their emotions. They struggle to form meaningful connections with other people. I want to ask you all, based on what we hear from so many people, does that sound like the Serenity that gets described? I don't think it does. Her 2-year babysitter talks about she had friends, everyone liked her, she loved to play with the babies at the daycare. That does not sound like a person that's struggling to have meaningful connections with other people. So then that leads me to ask, why was she at Children's Home Society? If she was not, based on that description, reactive attachment disorder. Now, I am not a psychologist, although I will say that my master's degree is actually in counseling. Many people don't know that about me. So I do know a little bit about this stuff. But the reality is that this is a child that showed that she could form connections, and there were quite a few, she had friends and people that loved her, and there she was still. So then the babysitter, when I asked, would Serenity have ran away without a jacket, said, no, absolutely not. She would not have run away without a jacket. She was a smart little girl. She was a girl that would have known that that was a bad idea in the woods to run away with no coat, no nothing, no gloves. And so then I just ask you all, what has happened then to Serenity? So many people ask me the question, has the family been investigated? And I want to answer you all, no. The truth is no. The family has not been investigated in Serenity's case. Have they been talked to very, very briefly? Yes, they have been talked to very briefly. Actually, I had one of her family members say, I've been begging to be investigated. Please investigate me. Come to my house, look through my stuff, check my phones, investigate me. Because if you're investigating me, it means you're investigating the other family members. And I want the family members investigated. So investigate me, this other family member said. Please, let me be first, and then do everybody else. And so 295 days later, we're continuing to look in the woods, and the family has not yet been investigated. Makes me scratch my head. I'm sorry, I see that there are a few people hopping on, saying they still cannot hear. I see some people saying they've been getting it to work by logging out and getting back in. Maybe try a different device. I apologize. It is not on my end. You guys ready to talk about Chance? We got a lot going on with this case, guys. A lot going on, okay? This case is incredible. Absolutely incredible to me. I have never seen anything like this. I mean, this is a Dateline NBC waiting to happen right here, guys. It really is. Chance has been missing since July 6th. That means we have 142 days. No sign of Chance Engelbert since disappearing from Gearing, Nebraska. The most important thing that's happened so far, in my opinion, in this case, is that his best friend, Matt, you're watching. I saw you. I saw your name scan by. Matt, I appreciate you, man. And I appreciate what you're doing for your best friend. May we all have best friends like Matt. Okay? Matt feels like he failed his best friend, Chance. Because the reality is that the day that the issue happened and there was an argument and Chance started walking, he called Matt and he said, I need a ride. And Matt wasn't able to pick him up. And now he has to live with that he didn't go pick him up. So Matt, I want to look you in the eyes right now. I want you to listen to me. You are an amazing best friend. What you are doing for Chance, God bless you. And we appreciate you very much in your work. You're doing it out of the goodness of your heart. You have no other motivations except to help and find your friend. And God bless you. We all will continue to pray for you and support you. So for those of you that are local, please get a hold of Matt. He is organizing these searches and he needs more help. So right now where Matt is needing help, there is going to be searches occurring from Scottsbluff north to Highway 2 east to Lake Alice south, east to Lake Minnetonka, and south back to Highway 26. Now, that doesn't mean a whole lot to me because I'm in South Dakota, okay? There's a lot of people watching. We don't know what that means. But to those of you that are local, that know this location, this is the area that they are preparing to search, and they need your help. They need your help. One of the ways you can help is if you are a landowner in this area, they need your permission to search the area. And so if you are a landowner in that area, please get a hold of Matt and give him permission because he cannot search it without your permission. So that's very important. Now, you would think that everyone in that area would be happy to give permission. You would think, right? Absolutely. Come take a look. Well, not everybody has. As a matter of fact, somebody specifically related to Bailey and that side of the family had actually given permission for the searchers to search their area, had said yes, and then later made a phone call back and declined and stated that they had changed their mind and they did not want their property searched. I'm going to not say a name tonight, but my guess is you're watching. And my guess is some of you know who I'm talking about. So to the person related to Bailey who has land in this area that changed their mind about getting their land searched, I'm kind of wondering why. And I'm wondering if you might maybe change your mind back to yes again, because that would be really, really helpful. Because a lot of the other landowners in this area are saying, feel free. So maybe kind of think about that And Matt, I hope that you and your searchers continue to work hard in this area, because this area sounds like a very important area to this search. Okay? A lot of people have been asking me about the cell phone. Okay, when I did the interview with Matt, I think most of you have watched that interview. If you haven't, please watch it. Matt talks about the fact that there was sort of a mysterious, unusual event that occurred, that there was a cell phone that was placed at Chance's house, Chance and Bailey's house, and the reality was it's just sitting here, no one knows who it is, and then it disappears, it gets picked up and taken away, and Matt felt that the police should have checked into that. So I have checked into this, and what we have found out is that the Gearing police are saying that that cell phone, you guys are going to have to follow me because this is getting crazy. This is getting crazy. This cell phone was a trucker's and got left on accident at a bar. And so it had been left at their house so that this random trucker who accidentally left it at the bar could stop by and pick it up. Yes, this story sounds completely insane to me. And I don't even know what to say, but that is what they are saying, that it was a trucker's phone that got left at the bar that was sitting there. Now, I know this is small town. I know this is rural. I get that people, you know, like, hey, you forgot your phone, or hey, I got your credit card. I mean, I get that. I'm a South Dakota. I'm rural. I get it. Okay. I've hung out at bars where everybody knows your name and all that kind of stuff. All right. But that's what they're saying about the cell phone, that it's unrelated. It's an unrelated trucker's cell phone. Interestingly enough, evidently Bailey's brother is also a trucker. And evidently the day after Chance went missing, he left on his truck unexpectedly. That's what people say online, and I've had a number of people say that. I have not been able to verify that information. But I have been told by a number of people that is in fact true, that Bailey's brother is a trucker, that the day after he disappeared did evidently leave sort of unexpectedly on his truck. And then we have a cell phone of some trucker. The stuff gets a little hard to believe, guys. I know. But that's where we're at. So that's where we're at on the cell phone. That did not come from Bailey, because Bailey is not answering any questions. Bailey is not talking. I have asked Bailey if she's interested in interviewing, and she has declined. And so I have not gotten that from Bailey. But that is the information that has been placed and given directly to me. So here's the next piece. And this is, I mean, guys, this is just going to continue to just, okay, this is going to get crazier, okay? People ask me, where do you get this stuff? Guys, I do my best to verify this information. I get a lot of things that come into me, okay? I do my best. I cannot verify 100% because I can't always say that I saw it with my own two eyes. But what I can tell you is that I do my best to verify the information, and I do the best I can to relay what I believe is solid and something that I believe, again, is truth. I'm conveying what I believe is truth, and then it's up to you to decide whether you believe it is truth or not. But interestingly enough, so Matt and his searchers had just recently picked a new area that they were going to be searching and moving into, and they had a barn location that they were going to be basing out of that was convenient for the searches, okay? Now, they had kept, it was basically going to become a headquarters, a main area for them to search out of, like a base camp, right? You might have horses there, you might have your dogs there, you might have your four-wheelers there, you need water, you need supplies. It was going to become their base. Now, they had chosen to keep this base location quiet and to only have it on a need-to-know situation, that if you were part of the search, you knew this base location, otherwise you didn't. They did go to the courthouse to go get information about the landowners in this area, okay? So they go to the courthouse, get that information, they're getting maps, And in that conversation, they're talking about where they're about to base out of. Interestingly enough, that location that they were just about to base out of and move to got lit on fire. Did you hear that? It got lit on fire. Now, how do I know that? Well, the barn got lit on fire and someone was seen leaving it. And the police, the fire chief that went and looked at the barn has in fact verified and stated that there is no electrical in this barn at all, no electrical, and that it appears that it was intentionally set, the barn that was going to become the new location. In addition to that, the people who have this barn have 5 dogs, all of which became poisoned and became very ill and were vomiting and having seizures because of ingesting something. And so the people that have stepped up and said you can base out of our spot certainly have had some pretty severe ramifications between their dogs being poisoned. They did not die, for people that are asking. The dogs have not died to date. But the barn was lit on fire, their barn. We don't know yet by whom, but someone was seen leaving. Okay? Why would someone do this? And how would someone know this new location? So I asked that question. I said, well, this makes, I mean, you were keeping it under wraps. You know, you didn't really want a lot of people to know this new base location. How would they have found out? Well, at some point they went to the courthouse and they had to get these maps and they were looking up this location and they were looking up the names and all of this stuff. And it's believed that very possibly in that process that somebody at the courthouse or at this location where they got the maps might have caught wind of it. And remember, this is a small town and word spreads and people talk. And interestingly enough, I also found out that Bailey's grandfather evidently works at the same location. So that's just a coincidence, or you could call it a coinky-dink, right? That's a coincidence. So anyway, so that's just, it all, this is small town, you know, there's a lot of connections that happen in these small towns, but we literally have a situation where we have a missing man, and the location that the searchers are moving to next, that is quietly being kept only in the group, gets lit on fire and the dogs get poisoned. When I posted yesterday on my page something about the dogs, people hopped on and said, this can't be true. This is so unbelievable. This can't be right. This woman must just be making this up to get hits on her page because it's so unbelievable. But I can tell you, it's true. This happened. This is happening. Like I said, this is the Dateline NBC, guys, happening right underneath our noses. The Gearing police are not yet investigating family members. Just like I talked about with Serenity, family members have not been investigated. Neither have family members located in and around Chance Engelbert's life. His family, her family, they have not yet been investigated. Again, they've been talked to a little, you know, how's it going? Where were you? You know, a little touch. But the reality is there has not been a true investigation into the family. I think that there are many of you out there that agree with me that this case needs to be looked at. What will it take? Things being set on fire, animals being poisoned? Is that the red flag that's going to finally get somebody to say we need to look into something more serious? Would Chance Engelbert have walked away from his wife and his baby? Would he have just left? No, I don't believe so. And the people close to him do not believe so either. I think that there are many signs in this case that there is a small town that's very invested in keeping things quiet. That's my concern. That's my fear. My fear is also that some of what we even see. I live in Rapid City. You guys know that. I live in Rapid City. Bigger town, okay? But even in a town my size, everybody knows everybody. And the hootie toots really all know each other. In a town this size, I mean, the Engelberts have talked about that they know the police. They know the police chief. They all know each other because they all know each other. Probably, they might even be related to each other. I mean, that's just what happens in these small towns. Everybody's connected. Chance would have never have walked away. And some people are working extremely hard to intimidate, scare, and stop Matt, Chance's best friend, and his efforts. Matt said to me about Chance, he said, "We will not be intimidated. We will not be stopped. We will continue to look until I find my best friend." And so to those of you that are saying, "Oh my gosh, watch out, this is scary, stay safe," Matt will, won't you, Matt? And you will not stop until you find your best friend. We need the FBI involved in this, and we, in my opinion, need the Gering police to bow out. Gering police, you have failed Chance Engelbert. You have failed his family. You have failed his son. You have not done your job. You have had 142 days to do it. It's time for somebody else to step in. And let's start with finding out who set that barn on fire. Let's start by finding out who's poisoning dogs. Let's start looking at the people that don't want their land searched. Chance deserves truth. He deserves answers. As we get closer and closer to finding out who's doing those things, it's going to point us right to who's involved in his disappearance. And I do believe, my opinion is, there is a group of people or persons involved in his disappearance. He did not disappear on his own. I appreciate so many of you watching tonight. I need you all to contact and get in touch with the Attorney General in Nebraska. I need you to call the FBI in Nebraska calling for their intervention in this case. I need people to engage and get involved because the Gering police are too close to this. This is small town, guys. We need somebody to step in at a higher level. On Serenity Dennard's case, we need somebody to step in at a higher level. Small towns need help. They do not always have the people and the resources that are necessary, and it is time. I ask all of you to call on that. Now, some of you know that Nancy Grace, very well known. Nancy Grace, many of you have watched her on Casey Anthony's case and other things. I have interviewed with personally and talked to Nancy Grace. Nancy Grace, I know you watch these. You have called me before because you have watched these. We need you. We need you to get involved in the case of Chance Engelbert. We need your help, Nancy. You have national attention and you can draw more attention on this case. So please, Nancy Grace, if you're watching this tonight, girl, I know you watch my lives. We need your help. We are close to finding answers, guys, on what's happened to Chance, but we need pressure from all of you. So I am going to just close up tonight by saying thank you all for getting on and taking the time to watch my live. I will keep you in touch. I will let you all know what is happening. The barn, who lit it on fire, who poisoned the dogs, who is involved in this massive cover-up. And that's exactly what it is. It is a cover-up. I have no doubt this is a cover-up. To the people involved, the mysterious trucker who left his phone, any other truck drivers involved in this case, the truth comes out. The truth will come out. And Chance Engelbert's story will have an end, that his family will have peace and go to sleep at night. Don't forget Chance and his family over Thanksgiving. They're going to have an empty seat. God bless all of you. Thank you for watching so much. I appreciate all of you. Until we bring Serenity home, until we bring Chance home, until we bring Joey Peterson home, I will continue to speak out and do these lives. And I thank all of you for all of your help. Have a wonderful evening.